This is a circle and this is a chord. If I split this chord into two equal parts and I draw a line from the midpoint of that chord to the center of the circle, then that line must be perpendicular to the chord. This is the converse for theorem 1. The line drawn from midpoint of a chord to a center of a circle is perpendicular to the chord. A converse is just the inverse of what you are given and what you are required to prove. In the first video we dealt with theorem 1, right? We were given that the line drawn from a center to the chord was perpendicular and we were required to prove that it bisects the chord. When we deal with the converse of theorem 1, we are given that the chord is bisected, meaning this length is equal to this length, and the line is drawn from the midpoint of the chord towards the center, and we are required to prove that this line is perpendicular to the chord. Given a circle with center O, O is the center, M is a midpoint of AB, M is the midpoint of AB. So we are given that length AM is equal to length MB, right? And we are required to prove that this line is perpendicular to the chord. A line drawn from a midpoint of a chord is perpendicular to the chord. So in order for us to prove this theorem, we need to construct construction. So the goal of constructing is we want to have two triangles that we can then prove that they are exactly the same, meaning they are congruent to one another. So we join OA and OB. So we use dotted lines for construction. Now we have created triangle OMA and triangle OMB, right? So this is angle M1 and angle M2. We are required to prove that OM is perpendicular to AB, right? So in other words, we are required to prove that angle M1, this angle here, is equal to angle M2, this angle here, and they are both equal to 90 degrees. So this is what we are required to prove. We need to prove that angle M1 is equal to angle M2. In order for us to do that, we need to prove that these two triangles are exactly the same to one another, meaning this length of this triangle is equal to this length of this triangle. This length of this triangle is equal to this length of this triangle. This length AM of this triangle is equal to this length MB of this triangle, which we are already given. To prove congruency, we say in triangle OAM and triangle OMB, we only need 3 reasons to prove that two shapes are congruent. So we say in triangle OMA and triangle OMB, side OM of triangle OMA is equal to side OM of triangle OMB. So the reason we say these two sides of these two triangles are the same is because OM is a common side. Reason number 2, AM is equal to MB because they gave it to us. AM is equal to MB given. So when we look at our diagram, we see that OA is a radius, right? It is a line from the center to the circumference. And also OB is also a radius. It is a line from the center of a circle to the circumference. So a radius is always the same no matter where you draw it on your circle. It is always the same in length. It is always equal in length. So OA, which is a side for triangle OAM, is equal to OB, which is also a side for triangle OMB. They are equal. Why? Because they are radii of a circle. So we have our three reasons. Therefore, we can conclude that triangle OAM is exactly the same or congruent to triangle OMB. Why? Because we have proven that this side of this triangle is equal to this side of this triangle, this side is equal to this side, and this side we were given that it is equal to this side. So we have three sides. We have proven that three sides of these two triangles are equal. Therefore, the two triangles are congruent. Now, when two shapes are congruent or are exactly the same, then that means all the sides of this triangle are correspondingly equal to all the sides of this triangle. Meaning, even with angles, this angle of this triangle is equal to this angle of this triangle. This angle of this triangle is equal to this angle of this triangle. And therefore, this angle M1 of this triangle is equal to angle M2 of this triangle, which is what we were required to prove, right? So therefore, we can say angle M1 is equal to angle M2. We can only conclude this because we have proven that the two triangles are exactly the same to one another. But still, we haven't proven that the two angles are equal to 90 degrees, meaning we have just proven that they are equal to one another, but they are not equal to 90 degrees. So we need to prove that angle M1 or angle M2 is a right angle. So to do that, we say, but angle AMB, this big angle AMB, is equal to 180 degrees, right? Because it is a straight line. We say that angle AMB, we get it when we combine angle M1 with angle M2, right? And angle AMB is, we say it is equal to 180 degrees. So since angle M1 is equal to angle M2, we can simply express angle M2 in terms of angle M1. So we can say angle M1 plus angle M1. It is still mathematically the same as this because the two angles are equal to one another. Then 180 degrees is equal to, when you combine two terms, we get 2 angle M1, right? So in order for us to solve for angle M1, we divide by 2, divide by 2. Then we find that angle M1 is equal to 180 degrees. When you divide it by 2, we get 90 degrees. Therefore, angle M1 is equal to angle M2 is equal to 90 degrees. So therefore, we have proven that angle M1 is a right angle and angle M2 is also a right angle. This means that we have proven that OM is perpendicular to AB. Therefore, we have proven the theorem that states that a line drawn from a midpoint of a chord, meaning these two lengths are equal, to the center of a circle is perpendicular to the chord. Since angle M1 is equal to angle M2 and both angles are equal to 90 degrees, we can conclude that OM is perpendicular to AB. OM, a line drawn from midpoint of a chord, is perpendicular to AB, which is the chord. So this is how to prove the converse for theorem 1. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. It's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, Misty don't back down. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so that you can get that A in mathematics. Leave a comment down below if you have a question. Misty will make sure you get the answer.
Leave a like and share this video with your friends so that we can all be good. Thank you for watching.